the Alchemist used his stun, set off his stun at a pretty nice time, allowing him to run up and basically get his stun almost to the maximum amount of effectiveness. But that was a really nice gank by the Crow, picking up a haste and realizing that his team, although they died and lost a little bit of their dual lane against tri-lane advantage, was able to come up and kind of pick it back up a little bit. That was a really nice block by the Earthshaker. Basically saved the life of AA, although the Nakes still died, which is unfortunate, but I don't think that anything could have been done to save the Nakes, regardless of whether or not the Earthshaker had blocked effectively or not. The Crow would have still had the haste and been able to pick him off. So nice play by the Earthshaker, and he did as much as he possibly could have with what he was given. 17-8 on the Warlock to a 14-1 Crow. I know it doesn't seem like the Warlock's that ahead, but those 7 denies are huge. You can see it in the level advantage. He went bot and got a kill on the Nakes, and I know there were 2 heroes nearby, so that he didn't get full 100 experience. But he's level 6 when the Crow is level 4, well, level 5. That's a big advantage, especially because like the Crow. I mean, I don't know, if he throws down a Fatal Bonds and then ults, the Crow can be in some serious damage, or serious trouble. Sorry. Bottle crowing on the, I think that's the Tidehunter's bird, the Tidehunter's bottle. I'm not sure though. Warlock in a bit of a tricky position. Nice ulti. Use Fatal Bonds, if you can. I don't know if it's on cooldown or not. Oh, that heal is so nice. Heal saving him by a breath. That was a really close engagement. Neither player coming out with the win, but I think the Crow has a little bit more of an advantage with that. He forced the Warlock to throw down an defensive Infernal, which already is at half of its duration. Nice, good block on the. Maybe you should wait a little bit on the Rage. The Alchemist isn't going to throw that immediately. And so when you use the Rage that early, you basically allow the Alchemist to charge up a little bit longer, because if you wait to use it, the Alchemist is going to think that you're going to be able to. Ooh, nice. Eating through the trees, but he's seen by the Witch Doctor and the VS, so the Alchemist is still able to throw the stun down on him, as well as the Witch Doctor throwing out of casks. But that was a relatively good juke. I really like seeing those jungle plays. But that's a tricky position, and there's not much. He did as much as he could there, so my hat's off to him, but I wish he had come away with that. That would have been pretty sweet. 30-12 on the Windrunner to a 22-1. I'm actually pretty impressed with the Tide's last hit, mainly due to Anchor Smash, just because that spell is relatively decent at giving him farm. It gives a good amount of damage. Crow heading bot for gank. He's got invisibility as well as his ulti. Let's see if they can make anything happen with this. I wouldn't throw it down now. There's way too much of a creep advantage. If he went in here and then used it and had his team follow up with like a cask and a VS stun, that would be the most effective plan for them, because with those creeps there, that's just tricky for him because he doesn't really have that much mana. So he's going to pop he's not going to waste the time on the invisibility. He's going to pop his ulti out there. Witch Doctor dies to an ES and AA combo. Pretty well set up. But the Nakes dies to the Sentinel supports, and AA is going to go down, but he is not going to take the VS. The VS levels up, allowing him not dying to the AA, but the Earthshaker follows up with a last hit auto attack. No mana, so he cannot throw down a stun, but Crow's ulti has its duration is over, so he's going to come away scot-free. Boots on the Crow. It's not Dota 2, so I can't check check what levels they've gotten, but hopefully he has a couple in Witchcraft, which is his passive, which increases his movement speed as well as the amount of ghosts there are. But that's neither here nor there. Nyx level 4, 19 and 3. He's having a tough time against this lane. 0 and 8 VS, 36 and 0 Alchemist. Pretty good farm on the Alchemist, especially with Goblin's Greed. He's getting far more gold than you actually think. Especially with the new Goblin's Greed. I mean, he probably hasn't capped out yet, but it gives a lot more gold than what it used to. Nice deny by the VS. He's playing really good support, especially since with his range. I talked about that in my previous stream, that VS's range allows him to be out-harassed by longer ranged supports, but the fact is that GomL is running a tri-lane with 2 melees, so there's only a AA to out-harass the VS, and he has a Witch Doctor to help him out. So it's kind of tough for the GomL tri-lane to be more aggressive with the range disparity between the two teams. So the Alchemist is being given relatively good farm, and he's capitalizing on it pretty well. He's being active in the ganks. Warlock getting chased down by the Crobe. He's going to live. That heal's just so nice. He went early hand to Midas. I don't know when he got it. Hopefully, like a minute, hopefully 2 minutes ago. That'd be a really good time to get it for the Warlock. I'm not sure I agree with getting hand to Midas, but great stun by the Earthshaker, setting up the AA cold feet, as well as just being able to kill the VS in general. He blocked it perfectly. This Earthshaker is coming off with some really nice angles on the other team. The Tidehunter switched lanes with the Warlock, so the Tidehunter was now mid. Rune hunting, he should see that. Yeah, he should see that the invisibility is bot. I don't know why he went top to check the rune. Maybe he just didn't think or something. But if you have runes, or if you have wards, you should definitely be using them. I don't know. That was just a big waste of lane time, and I don't know if anything happened at mid where he lost any experience or not. But you generally don't want to waste your time in that manner when you so clearly have vision of the rune. Nice stack by the Witch Doctor, 4 Mud Golems, and as you can see, he's not attacking the creeps. He's basically roaming around, making sure that he sees the other team, but that doesn't really matter with an Invis Tidehunter. He's dead, obviously. Earthshaker set up with threw down the stun, and Tide was able to get the last hit with Anchor Smash. The thing about Alchemist is, I know he got nerfed really excuse me, really hard with his ulti, losing basically, I think at level 3, losing 650 HP. He still gets a lot of regen, and he really doesn't need tangos or anything. As long as he maintains half HP in his normal version, in his normal form, he can pretty much stay in the lane no matter what. As well as at South, he's doing really well. I think he's rushing a Sacred Relic. He hasn't bought anything, and he's got close to 3,800 in the bank. Having a 12-minute, yeah, he's got it. 12-minute Sacred Relic, that's really nice. Oh, engagement happening top. Witch Doctor's cast getting the 2 in between and Maledict, but the Maledict really isn't that high of a level. Great swap by the VS, saving his life. Hopefully he doesn't die to creeps. The Witch Doctor's still alive. Alchemist chasing after the A, though he's going to get stopped by Cold Feet. Oh, Nyx, really nice. Eating a creep and getting a kill on the VS by eating out, which, as many of you know, deals 200 damage at level 1. Don't know why the Witch Doctor backed up like that. The phase boots is going to be able to catch up, and well done by that Nyx. That was really heads-up play. He saw the VS running down, and immediately went to the creep to eat into it to deal the damage that was necessary for the kill, and then coming back for the Witch Doctor and the shoot, who was it? And the Alchemist, who was chasing down the AA. I think that the Sentinel went a little out of position there. Witch Doctor's casks were on CD. He had just used them. There was really no way that that they had enough stuns to hold down everyone on the other team long enough to get the kills. Good try by the Windrunner. Those are pretty tough shackles to land. The angles can be a little weird, and in my opinion, Dota 2, it's a lot easier to hit a Windrunner shackle than in Dota 1, but that's just me. The Crobe sees that the Tide and the Earthshaker, it's daytime, so Tower basically give. I think the creeps give vision to like hereish, maybe a little bit longer. Uh, so and so he was able to evade that gank relatively easily. He just looped around. That Secret Relic on Alchemist is going to increase his farming capabilities tenfold. That creep was at a little less than half HP, and he was still able to get the last hit. That's just huge. I don't think he's going to miss a single creep unless he's like being harassed off the lane, which is really, really nice for him, especially with Goblin's Greed level 4. I didn't remark upon that, but I saw it was level 4 before. That is huge. He starts off with 8 bonus gold and can max out at like 32 or something like that. It's just an absurd amount of extra gold. The Nake's at 46 and 5, which, comparing the tri-lanes, not bad. You want to hit 50 at about 10 minutes, but when you're against an aggressive tri-lane or against any aggressive lane at all, it can be a little tough. Phase Boot's allowing him to get better positioning for creeps, which is really nice, which is why I prefer Phase Boots on Nyx. Rage gives you more than enough attack speed at like a 10-second cooldown after the cooldown of Rage. A is ulting top. Maybe we'll see an engagement here. Windrunner and Crobe top. This is going to be really tough for the Scourge to defend. I hope they don't throw down a Glyph. You don't really want to use that on a tier 1. Yeah, and Crobe's ulti is just going to take that down anyway. A's ulti hit on the Windrunner, but they weren't really able to capitalize on that. Not that they should have. With Crobe's ulti, the best thing you can do is just wait for it to die out. Although they are continuing to push, Crobe's ulti should be down in like 10 seconds or so. So they can't really finish it off yet, and there it goes. But that was an effective push. And the Earthshaker, tried to do whatever he could, but that's difficult for him. And an engagement going down bottom. A throws down an ulti. Huge against that Alchemist. I mean, his upgraded strength just basically allows for Shatter to go off earlier. Nyx with an armlet, able to auto-attack the heroes to death. And I think Tide threw down an ulti. Yeah, Tide threw down an ulti, basically setting up all 3 of those kills. Well done by the Scourge. I'm sorry I missed the majority of the fight, but I'm sure you guys can figure it out what happened. The A was very low, so the Sentinel tower dove him and just went out of position into a Tidehunter and Armlet Nyx. Not a pretty sight for most supports. Windrunner really low. See, I didn't really expect too much from Infernals until I realized how much damage their passive actually gives them. And a Radiance on the Alchemist. Oh my god, that is huge. 16-minute Radiance. Really, really nice timing. I mean, he rushed it, but what really allowed him to do this was the lack of capability to be aggressive from the Scourge. He has no survivability items, except for, I mean, it's not an item, but he has his ulti, which is the only thing he can really use to survive. And the Scourge just didn't capitalize on him not getting any items, and so they basically allowed for him to farm that Radiance. Though very well done by him. 75 CS, really, really nice. You got to be careful there, Nyx. Yeah, that's kind of out of position for the Nyx. He really shouldn't have engaged there. His entire team isn't here, and now his entire team's going to be put out of position because of his fault. Sentinel's able to continue chasing because almost all of Scourge is dead. Here comes the Tide. The Radiance will probably finish off the Earthshaker. He's going to keep chasing, or the Crobe, whichever one comes first. And the Witch Doctor comes up with the last hit. Good try by the Tide. That was actually really good try by the Tide. If he had Gush, he would have definitely gotten the kill. But that was a really nice choke point for the Tide. Oh, that AA ulti. Oh, oh, oh,